Sylvie, and I didn't understand from Michael Moore what the other countries, how the other countries are paying for their system.
More taxes.
Not much.
Seems to me they live awfully nicely on what they make after they pay their taxes. I just wanted to comment on other foreign countries' insurance because I personally was a medical secretary in Maryland for many years for an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And we had a number of patients that came to us on an emergency basis who were visitors in the United States. We had a lady from the Sudan. We had someone from Canada, a couple of English patients, someone from Germany, and we also had someone from either New Zealand or Australia. And what I remember most about those visits was that they weren't the slightest bit worried about what their bill was going to be because they were going to be covered by their own country, and they did not have one single bad thing to say about their coverage. And I think that it's very sad state of affairs that we see these clips on television where you have a person who has an anecdotal story saying that they were denied care, and they use it as a scare tactic to terrorize all of us into thinking that, oh my goodness, if we had a system of universal health care, we're not going to be able to go to our own doctors, we're going to have long waits, so forth and so on, because all of these people denied that to me. They said that they loved their system.
It's running late, and I have a feeling that we ought to be careful here now about how long we've done.
Taking that as a hint, I would like to call your attention to the 4 websites that I had listed. AARP does updates very frequently on its website on the news related to healthcare reform. They have placed on their website the specific components that relate to the 50-plus-year-old and how we would be impacted with the proposed changes. On the WebDoc website, they go through the glossary of terms because we tend to use the terminology, but we aren't always using it as the definition reflects for socialized medicine, socialized insurance, pay-to-play, comprehensive research results. The health reform gateway placed by the Kaiser Family Foundation goes through in 22 pages the 3 proposals coming out of, the 2 coming out of the Senate and the combined 3-way proposal coming out of the House, not just for older adults, but how it impacts every person in America, what it would be down to the dollars and cents, and which committee proposes and supports how the funding happens. So if you really want truth and comparison and have the time to stay online to run through 22 pages, it's all there for your reading. And finally, the 5 countries that I mentioned, you can watch that. And yes, there are some stories where people do go out and get other care. And my 30 years of nursing experience, I personally am well entrenched. I was born in '45, the year Harry Truman tried to write national health insurance for the first time. And I have seen, as a retiree of the largest healthcare facility in the county, and very generously in the last employee group who have health benefits as a retiree if I am not Medicare or purchasing the COBRA 18 months. And in those 7 years that I have been rewired and retired from my employer, I have seen my deductibles, my co-pays, and my coverage limits. My deductibles and co-pays have gone up, as the statistics show, 20% each year. So there is need, and I am very pleased, I am grateful, but I also know It only takes the word, we can't afford it anymore, and I won't have coverage. I know you had several opportunities to talk, and I'll let Bob.
I've got 10 handouts if anybody's interested.
Fine. And I know Jerry has some other, there's the PolitiFact, you can go to Politico, you can go to the Senate, you can go to the House, and you can get other information. And you can also go to the Center for Health Policy of IU and get information. Thank you for coming. Most importantly, let your state legislatures know your will. Thank you.
Thank you all. Yes.
I'm 90 years old,
God bless.
and I've lived through the Great Depression. I have experienced in the First World War. I was just coming into the world at that time. But I lived through the Second World War and spent 3 years there. Now, there has been one word mentioned here that is the trouble in our country, and that is greed. Everyone is greedy. I am. Everyone is. But we've got to solve this problem in our country. Everyone wants more than what they're getting, and there's no reason why there can't be more sensibility in our living. This idea of everybody wanting this, that, and other, and they're taking from those that can't have and piling up money in their own pockets. And greed is destroying our country.
Yeah.
Now, whether you believe me or not, I say I've lived through it and I've seen it, the Great Depression, and if we don't solve this problem pretty soon, we're going to be in another one.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all for coming. We appreciate your involvement.